Jane, Taylor, and James, and I understand a number of relatives for being with us as we honor Jim tonight. I also want to thank all of James' teammates and the friends of the Collins family for coming back on this beautiful evening. Jim was a simple guy who probably would not want us to make such a big deal tonight, especially if he thought it might detract from a football game. But he was a big deal to us. Jim loved Spartan football. My favorite story about Jim, which most of you have heard by now, I'm sure, was how he always used to come to every practice. I don't think Jim missed a practice in the 4 years that James played at Collegiate. Even nights when James was sick, Jim was here. I remember a day after practice had started that Coach Gear looked around and saw that Jim was late. And we always called him Coach Collins. He said, "Coach Collins is late." He says, "I guess we're going to have to run some extra sprints." So we ran a few extra sprints at practice. But Jim was always there. But he was never demanding. He would just say, "Coach, what do you need? How can I help?" There were never any strings attached. His generosity was genuine and sincere. After Jim's passing this summer, the Collins family continued this generosity, establishing a memorial fund in Jim's name to collegiate football. His son James and I talked about the best way to use these funds. I wanted to establish a championship board that would honor not only the past Spartans' accomplishments, but would be a living, updatable board for present and future Spartans to aspire to get their team on. James thought that his dad would like that. James and I both agreed that Jim would probably not want his name displayed so prominently, but he'd say after all, he'd remind us, the game is about the players. But as I told James, putting Jim's name on the board would be more for us and not for him. So the Jim Collins Championship Board, which you see under the scoreboard, is a result, as well as the banners that you see in the south end zone. And tonight I want to publicly thank those of you who contributed to the Collins Memorial Fund, and to those of you who contributed further tonight to the Memorial Tailgate. I know that many of you are in the stands tonight. Now, each time, as we look at the scoreboard to celebrate another Spartan score, we can be reminded of past glory and our dear friend Jim. I would now like you to join me, the Spartan football staff, and the 2008 Spartans in a moment of silence for our friend, and a friend who all knew him, or for a friend to all who knew him, and one of collegiate football's biggest fans, Jim Collins. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remain standing, remove your hats. WCS is in support of the National Anthem Project. Together we are encouraging all Americans to learn the words and to sing the Star Spangled Banner.